Hello guys, this is going to be a trade breakdown for the last week trade I took, and the mistake I made, and what I intend to correct for next week, and for you guys not to also make the same mistakes, because we all learn by making mistakes in trading, and any mistake you make in trading, you are actually going to pay a very huge price of your money. You understand? The price of your mistakes is going to be the money you're going to lose. So I made a mistake on this trade last week, and it actually landed me in losses and all of that. So I'm going to show you guys. This is actually going to be the second part 2 video of the stop loss video I made the last week. I think I made a video about stop loss last week. So I said I was going to make a chart breakdown video about that stop loss issue I was talking about, because most traders, that's what we are actually suffering from. You know, sometimes it's not about just getting the entry right and all of that. You actually need to be ready mentally to actually know what you are doing, to be able to stick to your plans and all of that. So this was the trade. This is my setup. This is my trade. You understand? This was the trade I analyzed. You can see I analyzed this trade on this was the 9th, I think 19th or so. Let me open it so you can actually see it. Let me open it clearly. Let me get to the listing very well. Wait. I analyzed this trade earlier. You can see. Let me go to my Telegram so you guys can see the chart very well. Okay, you can see it was on the 24th of October when I posted this on my Telegram. You can see the trade here. So this trade was on my Telegram. You can see where my stop loss level is, and you can see where my entry. You can see where my stop loss level is. You can see where I wanted to get my entry. So now this was what happened. Let me go back to the charts. Wait. Let me go back to the chart. Now this is the trade. Let me go to 4 hour. Let me go to 4 hours so that you can see the overall analysis and everything. This is the trade. This is the overall analysis. You understand? This was the first time when the market approached my POI. I couldn't get any entry from that point of interest because it didn't really meet to my criteria. So I waited. Oh, my network is actually shaking. I don't know why. Okay, it has opened. So this was the first point when the market came to my POI. So I saw this as inducement point. You understand? I saw this as inducement point. The market didn't really get to my POI. It didn't really mitigate me in. So I waited. After the market pushed down, dished out to the downside. Now I saw this push back up. The market swept their liquidity up there and tapped into my POI. Now it has given me the distance that it has tapped me in. If I had set a limit order, just as I posted on my Telegram and on my Twitter, if I had placed a buy limit order, a sell limit order, it has already tapped me in, but I didn't place a sell limit order. I wanted to get a confirmation entry. Now going to 15 minutes, if I'm to go to 15 minutes, you guys can see what happened here. After the market tapped me in, you understand, the market tapped me in, I waited. The market dished out to the downside, changed this, breaking below this, that's giving me a change of character. Then I waited for this retracement to this POI. You can see this POI. I waited for the retracement to this POI. So on the getting of this POI, you can see where I marked it out. This was where I got my entry. You understand? Now this stop loss was when after the market has already done its thing. That was when I started now contemplating the mistake I made and what I would have done. So I think I placed my stop loss, that was around 15 pips or so. I placed it slightly above this my order block. You understand? I placed it slightly above my order block. Now the market tapped me in here. The market tapped me in here. I will show you on the chart to show you the mistake I made. The market tapped me in. Immediately dished out, giving me almost 1 to 2 raised to reward, or 1 to 3. I think it gave me up to 1 to 3. You can see here it gave me up to 1 to 3 here. Now when the market got it gave me up to 1 to 3 raised to reward. So now I instead of placing this stop loss right at the top where, or even at the middle after the market tapped me in here, this was what I used. I used the lower time frame order block confirmation to get in. Now you can see immediately the market aggressively pushed back up, sweeping above this liquidity. Now I thought after this break of structure that the market was just coming to tap into this POI and now dish back to the downside. I even had to take another entry from this other block here, you understand, hoping that the market was going to respect it after breaking this structure, not knowing the market just came back, swept the whole thing, took me out on the first trade, the second entry and the first one. You see, now I didn't trade for the whole week. I just got this entry on Friday. I waited for the market till Friday. That was when I got this entry. That was when the market got to my POI and I took this entry. So I took these two losses. And immediately the market cleared me out. You can see the market dished out. The market dished, like it went straight to my to take profits. Like it went straight to take. I was targeting 1 to 4 risk to reward here. That was why I didn't close out when the market got there. I was actually targeting 1 to 4 risk to reward. So that was why I didn't take profit when the market gave me 1 to 3 risk to reward, which is another bad thing I did, because my target in this market is, if my stop loss is above 20 pips, I only go for 1 to 2 risk to reward. Then if my stop loss is below 20 pips, I can only go for 1 to 3 risk to reward. You can see now I made 2 mistakes for not taking the entry, the take profits, for not sticking to my rules of take profit and all of that, and sticking to the rules of my entries. So this is it. I'm gonna show you now on my phone. I'm going to show you on my MT5 so you can actually see what I'm really talking about, to see how the market tapped me in, how within the pips range the market stopped me out and continue moving to my direction. I will show you guys a lot of charts so you can actually understand what I'm saying and not make this mistake on your own end. And I'll also make another video for a trade breakdown and what I'll be looking at for the market for the next week. Hello guys, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Here was where I got my entry on this JPY trade. I got my entry, I placed my limit order here. The market came and tapped me in. I placed my stop loss slightly above this previous high, you understand, of my POI. You get? Now the market came, tapped me in and dished out to the downside, giving me up to 1 to 3 risk to reward. Now after breaking this structure, I thought the market was coming to retrace, mitigate this other block and push back down. Then I placed another second entry here, placing my stop loss slightly above or so. Now the market came, broke everything, stopped me out in the both trades. You can see what happened. The market stopped me out in the both trade and immediately dished to the downside. So let me show you last week's trade, the one that really called my attention to this, that actually made me realize what my mistakes are. Now you can see what happened here. I actually got in on this trade right here, you understand. Now the market pushed down, giving me this 2 bearish engulfing candle, breaking this structure. So I knew that the market was actually coming to retrace here, you understand. Like when you go to the 5 minutes, you can actually see this clearly, see this particular point clearly. So I knew that the market was actually coming to mitigate that. There was another block that was created right at that point. So I knew that the market was coming to mitigate this other block. You can see this other block here. So I knew the market was coming to mitigate this other block. So now what did I do? Out of fear, after this whole push to the downside, out of fear, I broke even. You get? Now I broke even. I thought that the market was just coming to tap the other block and push down. You see another mistake I'm making here now. So now after breaking even, the market just came back to my POI, stopped me out and all of that. Stopped me out and immediately dished to the downside. Honestly, this particular trade pained me, like it really gave me a lot of trauma. You understand? It gave me headache, or lie. Now my stop loss initially, was above this previous entry where I got my entry. That was where my stop loss was. So until the market came and stopped me at my break even.